Dave, it's the final game of the season on Saturday, AFC Telford United at home. What sort of an encounter are you expecting?
I'm expecting a tough game. I mean, they've still got something to play for. There's sort of 2 or 3 teams can make them final couple of playoff places. Telford obviously being one, so it'll be a huge game for them. But still a huge game for us. It's our last game of the season. It's at home. We're coming off the back of probably one of the best performances over 90 minutes that I've seen since I've been here. It was there's a lot of positives on Monday. Thinking about the bank holiday, a lot of positives. So looking to carry that on, putting back-to-back wins to finish, and as I say, try and go into the summer with as much positivity as we can on all parts.
It's another test against one of the teams in or around the playoff zone. You must have taken real heart from the way the team's performed against these sides in recent weeks.
Yeah, I think obviously you score 2 good goals against Spennymoor, you'd expect to win at home when you score 2 goals. We've documented the mistakes and the errors that led to their goals. We were much more solid. We learned from it on Monday against another team who's been in the playoffs most of the season. And even when they took the lead, we stuck to our beliefs, stick to playing football. We knew we'd get chances, and then the lads finished them very well when they got them.
Coming to the end of the season, how do you look back now on your first 4 months in charge of the club?
I've really enjoyed it. It's been tough regarding that. There's been a lot to change. As I've mentioned to you a number of times, it's not just. It wasn't just about lifting the players. It was trying to lift the club itself. It was trying to lift the beliefs and in everybody in and around the club, the fans, the people that work at the club. It was trying to get everybody looking towards. It was always going to be tough this season to get near the playoffs, but looking towards next season with a lot of positivity. And I hope that we've gone some way to doing that. It's going to be a big summer. There's no 2 ways about it. It'll be a big summer. There'll be changes, and I just, I want changes not only in personnel, but I want changes in mentality and focus, and as I say, from everybody involved in the club.
How soon after Saturday's game will you start making decisions about players' futures?
I've probably been doing that for the last probably 2 or 3 weeks. So I've been assessing and sort of running a rule over everybody since I arrived, really. So I've got a rough idea where I'm going now. I've got a rough idea, a very good idea who I want, whether I can get them targets. That's yet to be seen. A lot of players who I'm looking at are from different levels. It's always a challenge to try and get people to sort of move down a level, but I think the club, is a great club to sell to people, especially with a new stadium, the crowd, the training ground, the infrastructure, the chance of really moving it forward. I think it's a really good club to sell to players. So I'm looking forward to getting myself into that. I mean, regarding my spell here, sort of points and games wise, I think I would say the first 2 or 3 games aside where we're still getting to know the players, I would say from maybe February till now, I would say our form's, I think, play off top 3 or 4 form, I would say. So there is proof there that we've got the basis of a side that can be successful, and then we need to add to that to be successful. And then as I say, there's plenty to look forward to from next season. I can't emphasise enough how, I've said it a number of times since I've been here, I understand how bad the last 2 or 3 seasons have been, and I'm a football supporter myself. I've been there with my club, but that's got to have gone now. We have to look forward. We have to look forward to next season. We have to believe the way that I believe that we can go places now with this club. And I'd like everybody to start afresh next season and really get together as a really strong unit.
As a manager, it must be great to have a full pre-season now to really put your imprint on the team.
Yeah, I mean, every manager, I'll say the same. It's very difficult coming into it. You can never really choose when you're going to get jobs, because they can come at any time throughout the season. Very rarely do you get a full pre-season with a brand new team. So I did the same last year at Gateshead. I really made a lot of changes and started the season really well, and I wouldn't say never look back, because things went against Gateshead at the end of that season with players going and budget cuts and what have you. But I'm looking to do the same here. I'm looking to get a sort of a hungry squad together that hits the ground running.
Just coming back to Saturday's game now, obviously there's less at stake for us than there is Telford Will that give you an opportunity to experiment, look at younger players perhaps, or do you feel you will put out a full strength side?
I think Saturday in particular won't be far different to what we've done Monday, because as I said, I want to win. You know, I want to win the last game. I want to win every game, but I certainly want to win the game on Saturday. I'm not a big fan of putting players in just to give them a game. I feel that players need to deserve to play for York City. I think players need to have done enough to play for York City, and I think the lads that played on Monday, we've got maybe the one or two changes or a couple of injuries or whatever that comes up between now and Saturday, deserve to play again.
Could you just give us an update on the injury situation? Obviously, Simon Heslop and Dan Parslow are the two long-term absentees, but one or two people picked up knocks in these last few.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, John's knees swollen up again. Maybe from the hard grounds. That grounds have been really hard recently, so I don't think we won't see John again this season. We probably won't see Jake. Jake's overstretched his hamstring in training a couple of weeks ago, and I forgot to mention it to yourself when you asked me. But I don't think Jake will be ready for Saturday. But there's no long-term issues with him. And Mokes injured himself on the last home game against Spenny. Obviously wasn't ready for Monday. Might well be ready for Saturday, so he might be the only one back, I think.
Sean Newton was voted Clubman of the Year this week by supporters. Would you say he's a worthy winner based on what he's given you as manager?
Based on what I've seen since I've come in the club, I think he's been the standout player. He's been professional every day in training, every single day in training. He's done everything right. He's a good character around the other lads. He brings them forward. He keeps the standards that I want to set very high in training. He's a winner, and as I say, he's got better and better on the pitch. I think that position suits him, and you know, as far as I'm concerned, from what I've saw, yeah, I think he deserves it.